Welcome back to Adventures of an Ordinary Life. Today we're talking about something the modern world makes almost impossible to avoid: comparison. You see people your age buying homes, traveling, getting promotions, going viral, living their best life, and suddenly your own life can feel small, slow, or behind. If you've ever scrolled through your feed and felt that quiet sting of envy, this episode is for you. Imagine you're lying in bed at night, phone in hand, thumb moving almost automatically. You see one friend posting about a new job, another about their relationship, someone else is on yet another trip, a stranger your age has built a company, written a book, or has a million followers. You look at your own life, same room, same job, same routine. A quiet voice whispers, "You're behind." You don't say it out loud, but you feel it in your chest. Suddenly, it's not just "they are doing well." It becomes, "What's wrong with me? Why am I not there yet?" This is the subtle power of comparison. It turns other people's timeline into a weapon against your own. Comparison is not new. Humans have always compared status, success, belonging. But in the past, you mostly compared yourself to people you actually knew in your town, neighborhood, or workplace. Now you have a window into thousands of lives, their highlights, achievements, filtered moments, and your brain treats all of that as your reference group. It thinks, these are my peers, this is the standard. But you don't see their doubts, their failures, their boring days, their family support or privilege, the price they might be paying behind the scenes. You only see the edited version, so you end up comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's best moments. Of course you feel less. Of course you feel late. Envy then shows up as a painful mix of admiration, desire, self-attack. Let's talk about a different way to relate to comparison and envy. Instead of letting them crush you, you can use them as signals to understand yourself better. The next time you feel that sting, pause for a moment. Ask, what specific part of this am I reacting to? Is it their freedom, money, creative expression, recognition, sense of community, confidence? Often, it's not the exact life they have. It's one or two qualities it represents. Once you identify that, you can ask, how can I bring a small version of this into my own life? If it's freedom, can you carve out 1 hour a week that feels like your time with no obligations? If it's creativity, can you start sharing one small piece of your work, even if it's just with a friend? If it's community, can you join a group or slowly nurture one existing connection? You might not be able to copy their life, but you can respond to what your envy is trying to tell you. If you never decide what enough means for you, the world will keep moving the target. There will always be someone richer, more successful, more admired, more ahead. Take some time to ask yourself, what does a good life mean to me, honestly? What do I value more, depth or speed, quality or visibility? If I removed other people's opinions, what would I still want? Write it down if you can. When you become clearer about your own values, it becomes easier to say, they're running their race, I'm running mine. You can then decide your own pace. Maybe you grow slowly but steadily. Maybe you prioritize health or relationships over constant achievement. Maybe you care more about meaningful work than impressive titles. Your path doesn't need to look dramatic to be real or worthy. If certain accounts, platforms, or people consistently make you feel small, it's okay and healthy to set boundaries. You are not late. You are living a life with its own timing, its own seasons, its own invisible battles and quiet victories. This week, try 3 things. Notice one moment of envy and ask what it's really pointing to. Write a few lines about what enough and a good life mean to you. Gently mute or limit something that constantly triggers comparison. You cannot completely remove comparison. You're human, but you can stop letting it control your sense of worth. Thank you for listening, for being brave enough to look at the tender places that comparison pokes. If this episode helped you breathe a little easier about where you are in life, follow the podcast and share it with someone who is always doubting themselves because of what they see on their screen. In our next episode, We'll talk about rest, not just sleep, but the many kinds of rest a tired mind and heart truly need. Until then, may you walk at your own speed, on your own path, with a little more trust in your timing.